Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well and you're staying safe. I can't tell you just how much you completely engaged me yesterday. It was amazing looking at all the different things that people were saying, the ways that they had to really think about their practice and challenge themselves. In my TED Talk, TED Ed Talk, one of the things that I mention is the necessity for education systems, for faculties of education, for universities to really explicitly address the role of identity. And many of you started talking about those pieces yesterday. What it made me wonder, because these are not wide conversations. In fact, many of us are having conversations that we're sort of, in the choir, if you will. One of the things that I've been thinking about was the moment of shift. What was the moment of shift for you where you realized that you had to do something differently because you weren't actually serving all the children in your classroom? Parker Palmer says that we teach who we are. And often, as educated people, as people with qualifications and qualifications that help children, we're going into terrain that's actually saying to us, wait a minute, we may not know as much as we do. And this conversation isn't happening widely in education. And so one of the things I'm hoping is that if we can talk about what sparked that moment of shift or moments of shift, because the shift continues over time. What sparked that for you? And if you could think, and if we can talk to each other about when that moment, that realization dawned on us, it made us realize we had to do things differently. And for some of us, it was a completely new thing. For others of us, we've lived these realities. We knew that education never served us to begin with. And so we came in wanting to do things differently. But I would also argue that many of us end up replicating the same systems. And I also shared some of my own experiences in that talk about where I did things that was even counter to my own experiences because it was how I was educated to be a teacher. So let's have that conversation. What were those moments of shift? And how can we bring these conversations more deeply into education settings? I want you to think about this in your role as a teacher. I want you to think about, if you're a principal, how you might be able to facilitate it. If you're a superintendent, how are you doing this for the schools or systems that you serve in any central role? And as university professors, how are you thinking about these pieces in the context of the courses that you're teaching? And if you want to extend it, the one other question that I would have for you is, what do you need? So one, what was the moment of shift? And how can we try to be able to bring that more into our systems? And what do you need to help you keep going deeper? Because I would say to you, there are many people at the higher levels of education, with the exception of very few, many directors, many trustees, who will argue that we are not ready to have these conversations. And my response is, we are so late in having these conversations. We've lost so many generations of children, and we can't afford to lose another. So let's have that conversation today.